Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Yasser Ahmed. So in this set of videos, we're going to be looking at bitmap pictures, graphics, and we're going to be using Adobe Photoshop. So what we're going to be doing is, if I go to the next slide, we're going to be combining a couple of pictures together into one. And we're going to be using different selection tools, including magnetic lasso, to cut around an original picture and to paste it onto another picture. Okay, so let's go ahead and have a look. We have two original pictures. Let me open up these two pictures. So in this picture here, we have Robin van Persie. I think this was from the World Cup. And we have a parachuting picture. So what we're going to do is, if we come to here, we're going to cut around this picture using the magnetic lasso tool or the quick selection tool. So we'll have a look at both. So just before we start, if I zoom in on this picture, let me quickly show you the pixels. So let's type in here, maybe 400%. Get rid of that. Press enter. Maybe I need to go a little bit more so you can see the pixels that these pictures are made up. So can you see these little squares? So these are bitmap pictures which are made up of little pixels. Let's go back to the original size, so 75%. Okay, there we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to use two tools. The first tool is going to be the magnetic lasso tool, and the second tool is going to be the quick selection tool. So the magnetic lasso tool, what that does is allows us to cut around a particular shape. So if I go to the PDF, I'm going to go around the picture, okay, and make that selection. So once we've selected this, the outline of Robin van Persie, we can then paste it onto the other picture. So this is probably the longer method, but let me show you anyway. I'm going to zoom in maybe 150%. Maybe let's change that to 200. Right, let's go ahead. So we're going to make a selection using the magnetic lasso tool, and what we need to do is just keep clicking around. It kind of attaches to the end of this picture anyway. So you can just take the mouse around the picture and it'll automatically, like a magnet, just attach itself to the end of the picture. In some cases, you might need to just click your mouse. I'm doing this as quick as possible. Obviously, guys, if you're doing the fingers, you're doing something similar, then what you can do is you can zoom in on the picture whilst you're doing this. Okay, I'll go as quick as I can now. And you'll see there's going to be a difference with the other tool. The quick selection tool will do the same job in no time compared to what we're doing now. There we go. I'm just going to go a little bit quicker. And you can clean up the picture just after. So once you made your selection and you copy and paste it, there will be an option, a chance to clean up. So let's say you've selected something you don't want to select, you can clean that up in a moment. Okay, we're almost done. So let me just keep going. Go around his hand. Once we connect these last dots together, you'll see like this line going across now. So now what I'm going to do is we can just go to copy, Control C, and let me open up the layers. So we only have one layer right now, and if I just press Control V or Edit Paste and hide this layer here, you can see we've made that selection. Okay, let me just click on this tool here. What I'm going to do is zoom in a little bit more in a moment. So this background layer now we can delete. We don't need this. Okay, actually we will need this in a second. I want to keep it because I want to show you the quick selection tool as well. Right, what we can do is if I click on a magnifying glass, I can just drag it in like this. Okay, we can then use the eraser tool. So if I click on this tool here, and you can change the size of the brush down here, you can make the brush a little bit bigger and softer, and click on layer 1, and then you can, that's probably too big. You can reduce the size of the brush and just go around the edges and delete. Like you see the blue parts here. So as I said, for the sake of the video, guys, I'm not going to do the whole picture. So once you've done that and you're happy with your selection, let's zoom out. Okay, you're happy with this? Oops, let me just scroll up. Then what we can do is we can copy this picture. If I highlight this, Control C, onto this picture here. Okay, so that's one way you can do this. We just press Control Z. Let's go back to here, select and deselect. Let's get rid of this again, and we're going to show you now the other method using the quick selection tool. You unlock that layer. So if I click here and click on the quick selection tool, and you can increase the size of the selection, the brush. So if I make it bigger, you can see that's too big. So we want to make it smaller so we can fit inside. And I'm just pressing down the mouse now, and I'm just basically going over the player to make the selection like this. So you can see probably this is quicker. Um, so we've done that now. You can see I'm just missing a little bit here. Let me use the zoom tool. And then we want to let's go back to the quick selection tool. And it's a plus because we want to add more. Let's say you've selected too much. So you can click on a negative up here and you can get rid of that. And if you want a little bit more detail, you can reduce the size of the brush as well. So let me just see. Yeah, I've got too much here, so I can get rid of this. So some people might prefer to use this tool. It might be a little bit quicker. Let's get rid of that a little bit. And you can see that for the fingers, what we can do is reduce the brush size completely. We can just take off elements of here. I can see I've chopped off a part of the finger there. So let me just highlight that. Okay, and I think you guys get the idea. So if you've got a bit more time, you can go around the picture in a little bit more detail, making sure you've got all of the aspects you want. Maybe you just want to get a bit of his hair here, like that. Okay, once you've done that, I need this eye. This eye would have been cropped out. So this is our selection that we've made this time using a quick selection tool. Control C to copy, and then Control V. There we go. So there's our picture. So you can see you can use the plus to add selections, and you can use the negative to minus selections. So it's up to you if you want to use a magnetic lasso tool or the quick selection tool. Now what we're going to do is we're going to transform this picture, just resize it, rotate it. So we need to press Control and T. Okay, so you can see layer 1 is the Robin Van Persie picture, so we can call it RVP for short. And if I press Control T, and let me just finish doing the layer name, so Control T, we can rotate this picture slightly. We can move it. And what I would like to do is just move it in front of the leg like this. And do I need to make it a little bit bigger? We can do, okay? Once you've done that, just click up there. So this is the move tool. Okay, if you want to move it, you can do. Okay, there we go. So the next step is we've positioned this. Okay, If you want to maintain the aspect ratio, you can press Shift. So, for example, if I'm press Control T again, and if I press Shift down, we maintain the aspect ratio. We can't. Oh, that doesn't seem to be working. I think it's Alt. Yeah, actually, it's Alt to maintain the aspect ratio. Okay, there we go. I think we'll leave that as it is. Okay, the next step that we need to do is we need to adjust the brightness and contrast of the imported image. So we need to go to Image, Adjustments, and Brightness and Contrast, so it matches with the other picture. So let's go up here now. So Image, let me just get rid of that. Image, Adjustments, Brightness and Contrast. So we can adjust these levels here. So the picture is more in line with the original picture. Yeah, I think that looks a bit better. Yeah, I think that will do. Okay, so now what we need to do is we're going to use our layers, and I'm going to go to the first layer and select the leg of this original parachute person. We're just going to select it, copy it, okay, and then what's going to happen is the leg will be placed in front of Robin van Persie. So this is what the picture looks like now. And what we want to do is put the leg in, just only the leg in front of Robin van Persie. So the rest of his body will be behind. Okay, so let's see what we can do. We can hide this for now. We can zoom in on his leg. No, I don't want to do that. Let's go up here. Right, and I'm going to use a quick selection tool. It's a little bit bigger. Unlock the layer. And just you can highlight his leg. I think that will do. Okay, once we've done that, edit, copy, edit, paste. You can use your keyboard shortcuts as well. So if I hide these layers, you can see we just have this leg here. We have Robin van Persie there. Let me zoom out a little bit. And what we want is, let me just rename this as leg. So it's good to rename your layers. This leg needs to be at the top in front of Robin van Persie. Let's bring this all together and let's zoom out. And there we go, guys. So we have Robin van Persie also parachuting with these two guys here. What I'm going to do is select Robin van Persie, press Control T, and I'm just going to flip him, just move him a little bit like that, I think. There we go. Okay, guys, so that's the end of this tutorial. So what we've done is we've used a number of tools. We used two selection tools. I showed you how to use the magnetic lasso tool and also the quick selection tool. So I think probably the quick selection tool is probably the best one to use, especially if you're against time, and you can make selections and deselect selections as well. You can adjust the brush size to get into more details, and it's good to zoom in to see what you're doing. You can use the shortcut keys to copy and paste as well, guys. Control T to free transform a picture, rotate, resize, and what we did also was we adjusted the image brightness and contrast, so this picture matched up a little bit more with the original picture. Okay, so guys, these are two bitmap pictures that we were working with. If you zoom in on these pictures, just let me show you again. They've made up a lot of pixels. Why does that keep coming up? Let me type in 1000 and you can see the pixels. Okay, let's go across and you can see also the pixels for Robin van Persie as well. So if I just hide the other picture, you can see that. Okay, thanks for your time. Please join me in the next video tutorial. Please drop your comments below and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.